Hi guys, this is Alexa from Aqui Vlogs.
Vlogs XX.
So today we're going to be talking about why I decided to study geology. Let's start off by saying that I didn't know geology was a thing back in the days. A friend of mine came to me and she introduced me to geology. At first I wasn't too into it, but as time went by, I decided to take an intro to geology class and I totally fell in love with that class. I remember talking about volcanoes and eruptions and the tectonic plates and how they moved around, how the continents are moving, and it was just all these fascinating things that I had no idea about before taking this class. So yeah, I totally fell in love with that. I also love that you can do a lot of different things with a geology degree, such as working in mines or working with water, working with oil and gas, doing structural geology. You can become a professor, you can do different industries with this degree, so I truly like that. But the one that I'm most interested in is oil and gas, only because it's impressive of how many things you can do with this natural resource. I mean, most of us know that gasoline uses petroleum, but there are some stuff that I didn't know they were made with crude oil, such as aspirin or toothpaste, soap, and I mean, even our cell phones. I feel like we use a lot of these items in our everyday lives that we had. I mean, I had no idea that they were made with crude oil. Those are just some examples, but there is over 6,000 of these items that are made with crude oil. We're pretty reliable on this product. So if we stop producing oil, we're gonna have to stop using a lot of these products that we've been using. But that's one of the things that fascinates me. Another thing is that, I mean, this career pays really good. You do need a master's degree, or you don't need one, but it's preferred by employers to have a master's degree over a bachelor's. So yeah, that's one thing. I'm about to get my bachelor's, luckily, if I pass my last class, which is calculus 2. So speaking of math, I feel like I can't really think of any job that doesn't require math. And if it's just like working at McDonald's, you still need to have your math skills. To if you're going to be a cashier, you have to use your math skills. Or if you're going to be a prep cook, you have to use your math skills to count how many breads you're going to be using. You're going to have to use math somehow anywhere. So yeah, geology is not the exception. I can explain a problem. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna be calculating the thickness of a rock layer. And I went ahead and drew this two-dimensional diagram that illustrates 3 different types of rock layers. So here's the first layer, here's the second one, and the one in the middle is the one we're trying to find the true thickness for. So thickness is just how thick this is from here to here. So I went ahead and drew a straight line from one side to the other. And then there's also vertical thickness, so that's, just vertical from here to here. So what we end up with is a right triangle. If we don't have that angle, we can figure it out by performing a topographic profile. But if it's given to us, then we can just go ahead and use this formula here, which is just, pretty much simple trick. So let's say, for instance, that the vertical, I'm gonna go ahead and use T for true thickness and then V for vertical thickness. So let's say V is 4 meters, and the angle, this angle here, is 50 degrees. So we just go ahead and plug in the numbers into this equation. So the 50 right here and my 4 meters into my vertical thickness. And then we come down here and we switch things around in order to solve for T, for the true thickness. And when we solve this, when we plug it into the calculator, we find out that trig thickness is 2.52 meters. Oops. Okay, so that's how thick this is from here to here. So yeah, that's not too bad. That's one of the examples that we use in geology. I feel like we use trig and algebra more than anything else. We definitely use calculus, but it's mainly trigonometry that we use for geology. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.